All right, so here's my exhaust here. So I have to replace the gasket here because remember uh, this is the aftermarket, the Goodwin Racing exhaust, and obviously the old gasket's already been used again on the stock exhaust, stock muffler. So it's basically it's been crushed, so you can't reuse that. Otherwise it will leak. So I got a new one. Went to the Mazda dealership and got the new one. So that's what it is right there. That's the part number. All right, RFK2. This is what it looks like from the back side, and this is the interface side right here. You can see it's a conical spherical shape. So that's how it fits. So this thing moves. This thing actually moves around quite a bit. So that's why they made it out of that instead of a conventional fat gasket. But for that, I have to take the old studs back out, or the nuts. So I already broke them loose. Now we just need to spin them out. So this thing actually came off all in one piece. So when it comes out like this, don't worry about it. Some people are like, they're trying to separate the nut and the stud. Don't worry about it because when you put it back in, it's you're still, you're fine. So if these two don't break, don't worry about it. Don't try to take them apart. You can still put them the same way. This nut right here, the torque is 29 to I think 37, and the stud is I think it was 12 to 17 I believe. So later on when I torque this down, obviously it's gonna be the stud end, so I'm gonna put it somewhere in the middle. So 12 to 17, so the middle is gonna be like around 14 or 15 or so. Okay. So I already took off the other side. Since my exhaust is already on here, I'm just gonna kind of separate them like so. Let's see if I could, well, maybe I do have to take off the hanger. I was hoping I didn't have to do that, taking this thing off the hanger. Yeah. Can't. Anyway, so you see the part there, see that interface, and you see the where it is. So basically, you have to pry this open now. I'm gonna pry it open with a flathead screwdriver. A little bit here, a little bit there. Get the small one in, small flathead in first, so that way I can create a little bit of a crack. Once that crack's created, and get a bigger one and really move it. And when you pry this off, make sure you want to pry it so that way all the sides are even, so that way it comes out nice and straight. Otherwise, because if one side's more like for example, if I do this and one side's more cocked than the other side, it will get jammed on you. Okay, so I want to make sure that this thing is nice and even on both sides, like so. But it looks like I have to take the muffler off because I don't have space to take this off. Let me see. Okay, I put the camera down because I can only do this with one hand, right? Can't do it with one hand, so I have to use both hands. Oh, okay, so that's off right there. That's the old one. So it's been used. So obviously, you can't use it anymore because it doesn't mate very well. Even though it's actually, I said it earlier, it crushed, but it didn't crush. It still looks like it fits pretty well. But anyways, take that off. And since this exhaust here is new, I don't have to worry about it. If this is ever used, you have to actually go in here and clean the mating surface off. So you get like a fine grit sandpaper, like 220 or 180, and clean this off so that way it's nice and clean. Otherwise, if it's dirty, it won't form a proper seal. Okay, let's do that. I think this other side feels okay. It feels smooth. It's not necessarily clean, but the other side is this end is not not that important. It's this conical side you know, the spherical side that's important. Is the inside here is not much, because the actual spot where it probably more than likely would leak is on this side here, and not the inside. So this whole thing, as far as I know, I think it's from what I read, the whole thing's aluminum, but and it's relatively light. Back here might be something else, but I'm not sure. Anyway, so you put this in. Just when you put this in, you're supposed to put it in so that way it's nice and square. They actually even have a tool for this thing, but I don't have that tool, and so I'm not gonna be able to do that. So I'm just gonna see if I can slide this in, push my exhaust aside and slide this in evenly. So it looks like it's going in a little bit at a time. Again, they actually make a tool to put this thing in, so that way everything comes in nice and square. Oh man, it's getting harder, and it's getting kind of stuck there. It's still pretty square, so I'm gonna have to take off the exhaust and basically get something nice and flat and square that won't crush this gasket. You know, maybe like a block of wood or something. Put on that, then with a mallet, hit the block of wood. That way it sits nice and square. So yeah, because I don't think I can push it in with my hands anymore. It's kind of tight now. So let me take the muffler off, and that way I have some clearance. I could do that. Do that on another video. All right, stay tuned for the next one.